Last serious topic here. We're testing our academic standards are getting tested here in America. So I was reading the Times this morning. You know, do that from time to time, and I came across an article about lower test scores in America. Wish I could find it, but it's not right here. And now, it didn't tell me anything that I hadn't heard, but the headline is kind of what got me, and that's why I want to pull it up because it. I won't say it was misleading, but I will say that I think we should have been led in a different direction. Ooh, that's politician talk right there. Let's use the same words, but not actually say anything different. Let me see. See if I can find it. I should be better than this, y'all. But it pretty much said that test scores are down because of COVID. And here we go. Breaking news. Math scores fell in nearly every state and reading dipped on a national exam. On a national exam, U.S. students showed a deep decline in math and a dip in reading, an indictment of the pandemic's effect on learning. Sure, let's put that in a little box here, not contextualized, and say yes, the pandemic had a negative effect on learning. Well, how did we choose to teach during a pandemic? We had students learn virtually. And it's one thing if we're talking college students who know how to read and can actually go get online degrees. Like you can go get an online undergraduate degree, graduate degree, so on and so forth, right? There are not as many online options for secondary and below degree diplomas, right? You go to school physically to learn. So now we apply this to a younger group of people who haven't really left their houses, don't get the opportunity to leave their houses, and their parents are expected to do the work. Oh, also, we're alternating days. Like some days you're going to school, some days you're virtual, and there's no true supervision here on what's going on, right? What do you expect to happen? But I'm not going to just blame this on the pandemic, and I'm not even going to just blame it on the response to the pandemic because do I disagree with closing down schools? Absolutely. Once we figured out who COVID affected at the highest rates, get those kids in school. China's not taking a year off from learning. The rest of the world's not. I mean, our competitors are not taking a year off of learning. But what I'm going to really get into is the culture of education in America because we're starting with the end and we're not working with the means, right? I was having a conversation with a with a retired educator and another educator who's been in the game for almost 30 years. And we were talking and I was talking about, thoughts of getting into education, wanting to teach because I think that people like me should be more willing to teach young people, somebody with a perspective, somebody who's lived a little bit. Um, but I'm gonna be honest with you, teachers don't make enough money, and starting to learn the politics of education in America, I'm like, I can't do that because the grade that the student earns is maybe not the grade that the student receives. It's we gotta bump the grade up. We gotta give them good grades. Oh, we gotta pass them because we can't have a bad pass rate. It's like, oh well, the statistics matter. No, the learning matters. And all learning can't be captured by a test. All learning can't be captured by an essay. All learning can't be captured by these statistics, right? There's no way in hell to do that because I argue all the time. The professor will tell you what he or she wants you to learn, but you can learn so many more other things in the pursuit of what they ask you and tell you to learn, right? That's not quantifiable. You can't quantify you. There's no way to quantify that information, but you've learned it. It's in your head. And believe it or not, there is value in failing. There is value in bad grades. There is value in getting rejected from a college because you don't meet their academic standards. You may save a few thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars by not enrolling and showing up there and getting kicked out 3 semesters in because you weren't built to go there. Or maybe you weren't built for it at all. But because your high school just, let's just bump the grades up. Let's just do what, no COVID, no SAT, no ACT. We're not going to. And then what happens? You fall right flat on your ass. Right? School should be more reflective of life. If you don't know somebody, you can't cut the mustard. You can't stay here. You don't succeed. There are standards. We have standards. We used to have standards, at least. It's not about the end. It's about getting to the end. And if you meet the qualifications to get to the end, then you get to put the cord around your neck. You get the grade on the report card. You don't get the grade on the report card and say, okay, now go do that work to meet this. No. Cause and effect. But we just focused on effect and not cause. Because we are causing the effect to happen instead of the person who's supposed to be causing the effect to happen. No. We're going to affect it for them. And it's not effective. And the effect of that is our ineffective test scores. Yeah. Our academic standards are at a test because we no longer have them. We're no longer holding them. We're giving away things. We're giving away grades. We're giving away degrees just because, you can pay for that. Oh, but we don't want to hurt his or her feelings. Your feelings shouldn't be hurt because you're not good enough. Not long term. You should get better. Work harder. Work smarter. Make friends. Do something. I sometimes hear people from a different culture say, sell a brick. And I don't literally mean go sell a brick because I would never advocate selling drugs. But the thing is, figure it out. What made academia so prestigious was that it's not for everyone. And we need to get back to making academia prestigious. Academia is not for everyone. Some people are meant to do and not think. That's life. It's not a bad thing. Like there are some thinkers, great thinkers that can't do to save their life. They can spend years in school where teaching or learning, but they're not built to actually do things. And there are those who can't do a damn thing in a school but build it. But you need those people. We need thinkers and doers. We don't need to make every doer a thinker. We don't need to make every thinker a doer. We need to, find the rivers and lakes that are for you and stick to them. But let's stop dropping our academic standards just so that we can make kids happy and make them meet our academic standards so that we can make our kids successful. But again, what do I know? I'm just a big baby. And I'm back.